This is recipe number 2, where I'm going to make a pilaf with, so I'm going to run through the ingredients. We're going to have, so this is for 2 people, so easily doubled for 4. 75 grams of orzo, 150 grams of Bulgar wheat. I've got some butter. Everything tastes better with butter. Cumin, a few little chili flakes because I can't resist, 300 ml of chicken stock. I've just been watching, actually I couldn't bring myself to watch the what's the name, Meghan Markle thing. Well, I did. I thought I would really want to watch it and see what all the fuss is about, but it was so boring. I fast forwarded it, but the one thing I know, she loves to zest. Well, I've been zesting for a lot longer than her, so I do love to finish my dishes off with some lemon zest. And also we're going to have tons of herbs. There is parsley in here, coriander and mint, which I will chop. You could stir in, there is a recipe on my website, you can stir in some harissa, but I'm not going to stir in harissa because I've got harissa in the tomato sauce from the meatballs that we made last night. And some salt. And the sort of pot that you want is just, well, you can do it in a saucepan, you can do it in anything, but I'm going to cook it in that pot. Okay, I'm going to cook. Oh, it's recording. Okay, this is recipe number 2. We're going to make a pilaf. I've broken my pot thing, so it's a bit on the skew. I'm going to start by putting in a knob of butter. For those of you that want measurements, I would say that for 2 people I'm putting in about 25 grams of butter, again on a low light, and I'm going to melt the butter until it starts bubbling but not burning. You've got to be really careful not to burn butter. Butter is starting to bubble. I'm going to tip in the orzo, and the point is you are toasting the orzo. I need a thing. So I'm going to toast the orzo for a couple of minutes until it smells toasted. I can see there's some nice brown bits coming on the orzo. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Going to give it a stir so that the spices are cooked. I'm going to tip in the Bulgar wheat and also coat that in the butter. It doesn't take long. You've got this. And then I'm going to, this might be the point where you could either add your, no, ignore that because you'll add your harissa later, but I'm going to just put in a tiny pinch of dried chili flakes. You must understand that when I make these films, I don't rehearse them. I do get everything prepared in advance, but I don't rehearse them. So it's all a bit, whatever. Stock is going in. I just want it to bring to a simmer. As soon as it comes to a simmer, I'm going to put the lid on and simmer it on the lowest possible setting. In fact, over here, I've got one of these gadgets which lifts it up a bit on the lowest setting. Ouch. It's simmering already, which means it will cook on an even lower light. And I am going to leave it untouched for 10 minutes. This has been cooking for 10 minutes. It's been simmering, so now I'm just going to leave it to stand for 10 minutes. I'm going to put a tea towel over the top and the lid on, and I'm going to leave it for another 10 minutes to steam. 10 minutes are up, lid off. This off. I've got a big fork. I'm just going to fork it through. I've got all these lovely herbs. If you're adding the harissa, add the harissa at this point. I know what I want to add. and it's not on any recipe because I don't think butter is a staple in Turkey or Greece. But I'm actually going to add a big dollop of butter, and then I am going to, in the style of Meghan Markle, although frankly I was doing this years before she was doing it, but I am going to put in some lemon zest. So that is, I'm going to taste it. Actually, needs a little bit more salt. Not a lot. Gorgeous. That is, ouch, hot. That is hot. That is Bulgar wheat and orzo, toasted orzo pilaf. And I'm going to have it with the meatballs that I made yesterday. But I actually made them today. So I made the meatballs and then I made this, but I'm splitting the film. And I stayed clean. I'm ready to serve up dinner. I'm going to have a spoonful of this lovely Bulgar wheat and toasted orzo with lots of herbs. I have reheated the kofta meatballs with a harissa sauce. I like it saucy. And then you can finish it off either with some, well, actually, olive oil or chili oil. I love a bit of salad. I had some salad left over in the fridge. This is lamb's lettuce. It's just going to sit on the top. And I'm actually just going to finish it off with olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. That was a big glug. And some Malden sea salt. And that, my friends, looks delicious.